welcome, friends, family, Renegade, people, and Power Rangers. I'm just going to call y'all Power Rangers today. Welcome to Morphinominal Monday. That is the stream where I paint miniatures and you watch me paint miniatures. And this week we are painting... Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera because I was removing the cover of my wet palette. This week we are painting miniatures from the board game Heroes of the Grid, Power Ranger Heroes of the Grid, and we are painting Pirantishhead. So y'all don't want to see me, you want to see the screen. So if you notice, things are a little different here. So I have set up a camera to show y'all my wet palette so that you can see me doing blendings and stuff like that if I decide to do that. And I now have, if I can see what I'm looking at here, I now have the ability to zoom in and out on a miniature. So yeah, that's helpful. So this is Pirantishhead. A couple of things that you will notice: he already has a little bit of color to him, and that is because I've thrown a contrast paint on him ahead of the stream, just to keep things moving along quickly. So this is Apothecary White contrast paint over Wraithbone spray. So that is why he has that slight blue tint to him. So that's just to get in the crevices. Pirantishhead is quite the interesting character, and I think that he's going to be a lot of fun to paint. I'm also going to... hello, G. Why you have a question mark for the G? Oh. I was like, wait, why is there a question mark? Don't be a question mark. Alright, so, yeah, let's get started here. So Pirantishhead, he has some super cool fins that are going to be a lot of fun to paint. He also has a lot of transitions between his colors. He is dark blue, and also there's some white. There's also green on his feet, and then pink on his fins. So that should be a lot of fun to paint. All right, enough talking. I'm going to try a new technique today. That was pretty country. I'm going to try a new technique this week. It's called stippling. And I said Apothecary White. I did not mean Apothecary White. I meant Wraithbone. So he is undersprayed with Wraithbone, and then Apothecary White contrast paint. So he is primed with Wraithbone, and then I used Apothecary White contrast paint to put over the miniature, except for on the fins and the feet. And I will show you why I did that in a moment. There's many different colors we can go with here. I kind of want to go the Fang and Rust Gray, but maybe I'll go with Contour Blue. I don't want the blue to be bright, you know what I mean? I want it to be kind of dulled down. Man, that's a big jump. Sorry, I should have had the colors figured out in advance. Yep, I'm gonna go Cantor Blue here. Changed my mind. I'm gonna go the Fang. So this is a Citadel paint called the Fang. And I need to move my tabs here for a second because I can't even see what I'm showing you guys. There we go. All right, so yeah, this is the Fang. You can use any dark blue. I may not even like how this looks. I'm going to use a stippling brush. A stippling brush, essentially, I'll show you. It's kind of like a dry brush. I've never done this technique before, but I feel pretty confident. So essentially what it is it's a dry brush. Let me get that on screen. But it has, it doesn't have a round edge, right? Like this. And I have a small one, I think. Do I have a small one? Yes, I do. And that's what we're going to need. So here you can see my wet palette finally. I'm going to take some of this. Hopefully that's super cool for you guys. I hope that you enjoy the fact that I have given you all the ability of sight here. So I'm putting some of the Fang on there. It's not quite as dark as I wanted it to be, but we'll see. It is toothy, Stacy. It's quite toothy. And essentially what I'm doing is I'm just kind of like stippling this onto my paper towel. And it's like sight beyond sight, yep. And I'm just going to stipple it where I want to. And I'm going to start from the darkest part and work my way to the lightest part. So all of this in here. If you don't feel comfortable with this method, you could just dry brush it on. Louie, why not just paint it on? Great question. It's going to help us with transitions. This step right here that I'm doing, this, you see I'm getting a little lighter. No, you can't see because I'm not. See how I've kind of made that transition outward? It looks a little more natural and a little less painted on. And that's essentially all I'm doing here is trying to find where I would like there to be some blue. Down along the legs here. You definitely want to make sure that you use an old brush for this. Just like with, or if you don't have a stippling brush, you don't need one, you can just use an old brush. Don't use nice new brushes for this technique, because from what I've read online, it will ruin brushes. I did get some, so There are some spots where I am going to have to get an actual brush and do this, but for the most part, listen to me. Gosh, for the most part, this is kind of the technique. And essentially why I'm doing this, as far as needing to get nice transitions, is because the fish himself is not completely blue. He's got transitions between blue and white, and that is the reason why we are doing it this way. I'm kind of wanting to give him like a like his tail. So I am taking a few liberties, right? So I have looked at reference pictures, obviously, but I'm also taking some liberties thanks to the new Jurassic World movie coming out. I really want his tail to have kind of this blue streak to look like Blue, our raptor friend from the Jurassic World movies. All right, that's looking pretty good. Pretty much exactly what I wanted. I'm gonna clean my. I was like, oh man, where's my water? To find a new place to. That's the problem with I didn't get a chance to stream test to see how all the new setup would look. So I'm struggling here to make sure everything is in focus. And I'm gonna grab one of my detailing brushes here. Let's see, which one should I grab? I've been trying to use these Army Painter ones. So I'm gonna grab this Army Painter brush. I'm just gonna grab some of the Fang. I'm just gonna call it Fang instead of the Fang. And I'm just trying to get around the gills here where I didn't want to put too much blue. That looks pretty good. I'm flinging water everywhere. I can, Power Ranger Fan 30, I can guarantee you that my next model will not be from this box. Alright, I want to keep working the blue here before I start on any of the other colors. Although maybe I should start on the pink or the green. Let's start on the green. I'm going to use Wog Flesh to start. It's a pretty dark green, actually. Scratch that. I just got a new green the other day that I want to try out. Caliban green. There we go. Caliban green. Which one's Thrax? I could tell you. I just don't know all the names. Staff. No, I don't think that I have done that one. So with stippling, from what I have observed, like I said, I have not done it myself until right now. But as I've been kind of learning the technique through others, one thing that I have observed is that the model doesn't look great until it's done. So you may be looking at the model as I'm doing this and thinking, wow, this is a terrible idea. I don't know why he's doing it. But if it works the way I think it will work, in the end, it will look nice. I didn't know Rita and Lord Zed had a son. Interesting. Did they create him, or did they procreate him? I always thought Zed and Rita hated each other. Hey, Troy, 1989. Yep, love is weird that way for sure. All right. I am going to grab a different blue. I think I'm going to go with that Cantor blue I was originally going to do. And I'm going to paint the fish in his hands. Just regular painting. Not going to stipple that. Hey AJ, yep, we're painting Fish Boy. That might be too blue. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Don't like that one bit. Changing that color immediately. For the fish, I'm gonna do Stegodon Scale Green. It's kind of a greenish blue. That other blue was just way too blue, if that makes sense. Not really the effect I was looking for. Song sounds like I'm in a Mario game, which is not a horrible place to be, it's just interesting. Yeah, it's like a green blue from Citadel. Yeah, it's probably more Sonic than Mario. Let me move this camera up just a smidge. There we go. Last major color that we need, I mean, we'll need a few other detail colors and stuff. We're gonna need I don't even know what I'm trying to say. We're gonna need silver for the chain, obviously. Yeah, here's the Stegodon scale green. And that's all we need it for, is just those fish nunchucks. Alright, and now for our pink. For the pink, we're going to use Pink Horror. Sorry, I gotta take my wrist brace off. It's making things worse, not better. Alright, so again, we're stippling this, right? So, same technique. All over the fins. It's just the camera. They're not drying out. Look at how jacked up my brush has gotten from doing this. That's why I said you gotta make sure that if you are gonna use a regular brush and not a stippling brush, that you use an old brush. Lead Belcher for the chain. I need some more pink horror. I got a cool little surprise for you guys later. Surprise announcement. So you want to make sure you stick around for that. Alright, let's see. I'm surprised his gills underneath his neck here, like in this spot, isn't pink. Of all the things that they made pink. I do like the Pro Acryl paints. I'm very glad that I have them in my arsenal. I like them way better than I like the Scale 75 paints. The box that I got for the Pro Acryls doesn't have all the colors I need. Like, it doesn't have any of the colors that I would need for, say, this model. So I'm definitely going to have to buy more. But and I need more pink horror. So you say that you can use any kind of brush for stippling. So my wife's makeup brushes would be okay. Actually, your wife's makeup brushes would be perfect. One of the main videos that I watched to learn this technique online, I can't remember whose video it was, and I feel bad because I'd love to give them credit. That's what they actually used, was a makeup brush, an old makeup brush. They didn't even use a stippling brush. I just went on Amazon and I googled stippling brush, and apparently it's a real thing, so that's why I just went ahead and bought some. It was like a set and it was like 20 bucks. Comes with multiple sizes and stuff. Yeah, just tell her that I said it was okay. She can't get mad at me. I'm her bestie. Bro, where'd my music go? All right, and that's all the base colors on our big giant fish. Super cool. All right, so stippling. Now that we've done that, I am going to start the blending portion of the stippling. Wraithbone, which was my original base color, right? I've got some of that in a pot. I'm going to put on my palette. I have a junk brush for this. And I'm going to put quite a bit of this on my palette off to the side here. And then I'm going to grab my base color, which was that Fang Blue. I'm actually going to grab just a little more of it, put it on my palette here. And I'm going to mute it down a bit with the Wraithbone. And then I am going to stipple much lighter around I'm kind of experimenting here. That's why I'm not really talking you through what I'm doing, because some of this is not some of this technique is kind of foreign to me. So, well, all of the technique is foreign to me. So right now what I'm kind of doing is trying to create I'm dry brushing a little more than I am stippling. And that seems to be... No, that's too much. No, that's too much too. Because I'm not really liking the way that the transitions are. I'm sure it's just something that I'm not doing correctly, so right now I'm just kind of playing around with it. I'm using pretty much pure Wraithbone here, and I'm just going around, and I'm trying to highlight the parts that would be white, so that way the parts that are not white kind of stick out a little more. I do like this blue on the legs. I'm very close to just dry brushing and saying forget this stippling stuff, because it's just not working out the way that I want it to. I mean, it's fine, it's not terrible or anything, but again, I'm just not getting the transitions and the gradations the way I kind of want them to be. Like the legs, I'm 100% going to dry brush those. Alright. Would you need to stipple for every color? You could. You definitely could. All right. I'm going to use Warpstone Glow for my dry brush here. I'm frustrated that didn't work as well as I wanted it to, because now I feel like I'm kind of behind the curve, but we'll see. I appreciate y'all bearing with me. Now I'm going to use Moot Green. I'm going to try really hard not to use very much of this. It's always hard when you're dry brushing. It would. You would need to water it down to kind of turn it more into a glaze. All right, let's see. I think I'm gonna try something. Gonna grab some Althuan Gray. I just like how Althuan Gray looks better than Wraithbone, personally. In case y'all are wondering what I'm doing, I'm just cleaning up the transition spaces, and then I'm going to go back over all of that area with the pink, and I'm just going to do a better job with the stippling, focusing on the pink, and I think that by doing that, the blue will look better. And then I need to dry brush the face. usually with dry brushing you do a light to dark color or a dark to light color. In this case, I'm going to be doing the opposite. I'm going to start with a light color and then work my way to a dark color when I get to that white. Don't forget the eyes. Oh, there's eyes on the fish? And the fish's eyes are supposed to be black? Is that what you're saying? This blue is killing me. I think I'm gonna have to put a blue wash on it. I didn't want to do that, but it's looking like it. Dragonhoff Nightshade blue wash. Sorry, I'm not trying to do this off camera. Trying to get in the habit of painting more miniatures without a wash. But sometimes you just can't help it. Sorry, I keep moving this off screen. if you wanted to, you could, maybe I will. I was gonna say you could do these little fishies too. Not necessary. I'm just gonna do the tops. I'm not gonna bother doing the bottoms. Maybe I'll do this side. And I might as well just do this side. Alright. We've kind of gone through the gauntlet of techniques here. Dry brushing, stippling. Alright, let's grab some pink. Let's do some pink stuff. I'm going to mix some colors on my palette here. We're gonna go, let's see. We've already got pink horror, straight pink horror. And I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3 dots. And I'm gonna do 1, 2 dots, and I'm gonna do 1 dot. And then I'm gonna grab some Althuan gray. And I'm gonna go 1 for 1 here. Then I'm gonna go 1 here. And then I'm gonna go 1 here. Yeah. So created my brightest. This one needs a bit more. Which means this one is going to need a lot more. All right. Okay. I'll grab the brightest one first. And I'm gonna go as close to the line as I can while still creating that effect. I'm gonna move this out of my way. So again, this is kind of the same thing I was doing before, but now I'm basically going to build up the layers by going from light to dark. It won't be a super smooth transition, but it'll look a heck of a lot better than it did a minute ago. Man, my arthritis is killing me. Holy moly. Dying. And really, I don't have to go all the way to the edge like I'm doing. For whatever reason, it's kind of a waste of paint and energy. Because really, this light pink, the only place that I need it is close to the line here. I don't need it on the outside, if that makes sense, because that's going to get the darker gradation. So the important thing is that as I go darker with my color, I just keep in mind the transition. It's not going to make sense now, but I promise it will. These shoulder pads really don't matter too much. It's really these lines here. And I'm having a hard time remembering where I had them, where I've done them and where I haven't done them. I haven't done them here. Got it there. I think the only place I don't have it is keep wanting to go in the middle. Alright. I gotta push some of this darker color in there now. I think I did too much, but that's alright. Alright, so now same thing. I'm trying to get, hopefully you can see the difference here between the white, the light pink, and the dark pink, right? So now what I want to do is just try to smooth the transition from the very light pink to the darker pink that I have here on my palette. It's going to be subtle, but it's there. Is everybody kind of seeing the effect or no? I know it's very subtle, so it is hard to see. In this case, you know, normally you highlight up, right? So you highlight from a dark color to a light color. And in this situation, we have to do the opposite. We have to highlight from a light color up to a dark color because we're trying to blend the skin between you know, his body and his fins. And some of the fins look way better than others. At least from what I can see. I can see the transition in the pink, but it doesn't look blended. No, it doesn't. You're absolutely right. I'm not going to put a wash on it. Because... mostly because of time. But there is one tiny more trick. It's not really a trick, but one more thing that I can do to make it look a little more blended when it's really not. It's more of kind of like deceiving the eyes, if that makes sense. We're gonna kind of deceive the eyes a little bit. At this point, I am a little concerned with the blue because I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do with the blue. As far as, you know, how much time we have left and stuff. But here's what I'm going to do. Kind of gives it a little more blended look. It's slight, but it's there, I promise. I'm not going to do it to all of them. Maybe I will. And then, oh shoot. Then you take some Althuan Gray, because we just used Wraithbone, and Althuan Gray is brighter. And then you do closer to the base. I gotta admit, guys, I really thought that this model would be very, very easy to paint, and it has not been. It has been quite challenging, and I feel like it's because, you know, I tried some new things, but also because the colors, you know, these are, I mean, think about it. We've got like a bright, darkish green. I know bright and dark don't. Bright, darkish, listen to me. Bright and dark. I'm still doing it. Dark green, with light highlights is what I'm trying to say. This is Lead Belcher, by the way. Yeah, it's just been challenging. You've got green and blue and pink. I'm saying it's Lead Belcher, by the way, and then not showing you. I need to move this over here. There we go. Yeah, this has been a challenging model for sure. So what did we say about the eyes of the little fish? They're black? I am grabbing some Screamer Pink for the inside of his mouth. I'm literally going to put it all over the inside of his mouth. It's really the best color for inside mouths. I also like to put it on the teeth of stuff and then just highlight the teeth to make it look like gums and stuff. Kind of like that. If you look closely at the pictures, you can clearly see the eyes on the little fish are German gray. Alright, well, I needed a spot to put German gray. So German gray it shall be. German gray. Not that you can really see that, but they are German gray. If I had more time, I could make a very cool see-through red effect, I think. But in this case, I'm going to use corn red for his eyes. I'm not at all happy with his blue skin, by the way. So I'm trying to make time to add a little something, I guess, to that. This is corn red. This is just pure black. This is going to be for the inside of the eyes. Probably want to do the inside of the eyes before you do the outside of the eyes. But in this case, it worked out. He's a seasoned fish. Alright, I'm gonna grab my my pink, which was this pink horror, and do the inside of the tongue. Not the inside of the tongue, but the tongue, you know what I meant. Now I'm going to grab some Wraithbone, wipe most of it off so I can just get the teeth with the side of my brush. Trying to find a good camera angle that works. All right. I don't know what to do about you, Blue. Is there anything else I missed on the miniature that anyone's noticing? I know I tend to do that. Question is, do I want to try and dry brush some, like, very light dry brushing, that is. I do. And hopefully this does not completely jack it up. All right. It's not horrible. It's not as good as I had pictured in my head. But, you know, when it comes to these miniatures, we have to remember that 2 hours is, you know, not always the ideal amount of time that we want to put into a miniature. So this might be a model that I revisit in the future if I ever get the opportunity. Because I really like the miniature. It's a fun miniature. Again, it's not the worst paint job I've ever done, but it's not my favorite. The important thing is that we learned some stuff, right? So we learned some stippling techniques that did work. I just didn't get the transition that I wanted, and mostly because I was being very conscious of the time. And yeah. Alright. I'm not going to keep messing with it, because if I do, I will end up ruining the cool parts that it is. Alright. The coolness that there was. I do have one minor thing to fix right here. Not that anybody's going to see those parts, but I know they're there. And they shall bug me. Alright, cool. Now I need to move on to the base. I'm going to use Caribbean blue. Make it look like he's in water. Because I want to do water effects on him eventually. So to achieve that, I need to first paint the base. Maybe I'll paint the rim this color too. I usually don't do that, but I really want to have that illusion. I could also paint it like a sand color to make it look beachy. I could also put sand on the base as well, instead of just the water effect. Again, if I had more time, I would probably do that. I would probably make like half of the base like a beach with sand and yeah, sand. That's what's on a beach. Maybe a couple little rocks, and if I could find it, a small seashell. And then on the other half, do the water effect to make it look like a proper, like he's proper approaching the beach from out of the water, because he's a fish. And I fully intend on making a TikTok. I like making 360 TikToks where I put it on my little turntable and then let it run around the turntable so you can see the whole miniature. And then I usually try and find a creative song to play while it's circling. And I fully intend on using Baby Shark for this TikTok. So, plug time. You can find my TikTok if you are interested in seeing said TikTok. At It's So Tiny on TikTok. That is my TikTok name. All right. I really like how that color looks. It's pretty cool. What time is it? All right, I'm running out of time. Of course. Go figure. Go figure. Okay. So what are the things? Okay. So, first I'll plug myself, and then I will plug everything else. So in case you are unfamiliar with me, which I think everybody in the chat at least, hopefully everybody watching knows who I am. I am Daddy Louie. I'm a proud member of the Circle of Nerds. I have my own streaming thing that I do, twitch.tv/Circle of Nerds. And I paint all kinds of stuff. Yeah, so definitely check that out every Thursday for the most part, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, twitch.tv/Circle of Nerds, in case I didn't say that already. Make sure you follow all my socials, Facebook and TikTok at It's So Tiny, as well as at The Real Daddy Louie on Instagram. Unfortunately, It's So Tiny was taken. Do I have anything else? I have no idea. I don't think so. So here's the trick to water. It is this still water stuff. So I am going to... You will not be able to see this effect today. You are going to have to... this is all you're going to see today. Unfortunately, that still water effect that I have is going to take at least 24 hours to dry. So I'm going to put it on, and then I will post pictures to everything once it's done. I'm going to go ahead and put it on now. But essentially, it's a self-leveling liquid for modeling. Now, because it is self leveling, you have to do it very lightly for a base like this. Yeah, it's... You're also not supposed to put a lot on. I need to rip this off. Okay. Let's see. But anyway, you can kind of see it makes a water. It makes it look like water. I'm going to put this all over the place as the outro and stuff rolls. Yeah. So thank you, as always, to Renegade for having me on these streams. Sorry, I'm wicked distracted with this water stuff. Kind of moving it around. I probably should use a paintbrush and not... which is probably what I'll do. I kind of like that little bubble there. I hope that stays. All right. Yes, so let me switch over to my face so I'm not distracted anymore. Hi, everybody. All right, so, yes, thank you to Renegade, as always, for having me on stream. Everybody's blowing up about the surprise. Yes, I've not forgotten. I'm waiting till the absolute very end. We are not at the very end, so you are just going to have to wait like 3 minutes more. Thank you to Renegade for having me on these streams. This is a dream come true. I hope to make this a full-time job one day, and you guys just being here and supporting me means everything, so thank you. All right, so for the... It's not really a surprise. It's more like a reveal. So what am I talking about? You guys are going to get to see more of Daddy Louie over the course of the next month. I have 6, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 painting streams that I am going to be doing over the course of the next few weeks. You can find me. I think that Renegade is going to put out an actual schedule, so I don't have all the dates written down. But I know for sure it starts next week. It is going to be both Monday and Tuesday. Monday painting Power Rangers, Tuesday painting G.I. Joes. What are we painting? Hold on, let me show you. All right, so we are going to be painting Power Ranger and G.I. Joe role-playing miniatures. I will be doing 2 or 3 from the Power Ranger box and 3 from the G.I. Joe box. I will be doing that, like I said, over the course of the next few weeks. Dropping stuff. Like I said, the Power Ranger ones will be on Mondays. The G.I. Joe ones will be on Tuesdays. Same bat time, same bat channel, same Daddy Louie time, same Daddy Louie channel right here on Play Renegade. And why am I doing this? Well, I'm doing it because Renegade is going to be giving away all 6 of the painted miniatures. So they are going to be having a raffle. This is called the Renegade Community Bash. It will be at Gen Con, which is August 4th. I believe it's 4, 5, 6, 7. This particular event is Saturday, August 6th. It will be in room 139. And it is from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And like I said, all of the miniatures that I'm going to be painting over the next few weeks on those streams will be raffled off. So make sure that you watch those streams. Make sure that if you are at Gen Con, you check out that event. It's basically going to be Renegade game time, right? So you're going to get to play with Renegade staff, Renegade creators, game creators and stuff, and your fellow Renegade fan people at that event. So go play, win a free raffle, win a free miniature painted by yours truly, and definitely make sure that you check it out. The first one is going to be next Monday. That is a Power Ranger stream, and that is going to be on June 13th. And then the first G.I. Joe one will be the next day, June 14th. So that is... Gen Con is in Indianapolis, Indiana. So if you're in that area or attending the event, definitely go and check that out. Anyway, I'm Daddy Louie. Thanks for watching. Make sure you take care of yourself, take care of others. Play your game and paint your miniatures. And we will see you guys next time. Bye, brains.